What is good, YouTube? Matty Dubs here, back with another video, guys. We have some more breaking news, notes, highlights, observations from another day here in Pittsburgh for the Steelers training camp. And today was a very intriguing day, and I'm going to keep you guys updated with it all, breaking down the good, the bad, the ugly, and what could be very good in the future going forward for the Steelers. However, before we jump right into all the content, make sure you guys do me a huge favor and smash that like button so we can get this video out to all the Steelers fans out there. Also, subscribe if you're new, join the family. I will be covering the entirety of the offseason, which includes signings, trades, all of training camp, preseason, and I'm going to be live streaming during the regular season games. So if you want to come watch some Steelers games with me during the season, make sure you guys join the family. Turn on post notifications so you're notified every time we post a video and every time we go live for a game. Now, the number one thing to take note of this practice, and as you saw from the last clip, practice started off very calm. The weather was chill. It was kind of nice outside, and then suddenly it really started to pour down. And the good thing is they got to practice through a rain setting like this right here. You guys can see right here. They got to practice through this. The bad news is it did not look like a great day for Kenny Pickett. The story of the day was the weather was bad. Kenny Pickett was bad. Now, you have to be good through weather like that because, they don't have rain delays in the NFL. So you're going to have to develop through those weather inclement, things. So they got to be better during that. But he did not have a great game. His passes looked to sail. He had a couple of balls get knocked down. He just didn't look like his decision-making was, to where it was over the last couple of days. The center quarterback exchange was not the greatest as well. So there's a lot of bad things about yesterday's practice. But I think that, under those circumstances, I think that, it's still early in camp. I think they're still a little bit rusty, and under those weather conditions, I feel like that was probably going to happen. However, that is no excuse. They need to be better. Kenny Pickett's got to be better. He's got to make better decisions. He's got to be more accurate if he wants to be the leader of this football team, the quarterback of this football team for a while, going forward. However, with that being said, the last couple of days before this practice, he was good. So hopefully he can bounce back in day 4 and have a better day. I believe they practiced today, Sunday, so we'll be covering that. I'll have that video out tomorrow. But some other guys who have really stepped up, and an interesting note is Patrick Peterson was working at safety in addition to his slot cornerback rep. So they're trying to move him all around the field, which is something that I actually kind of like. He's getting up there in age. He is coming off a great year at cornerback, so I do think he can still continue to be pretty reliable at corner. But I think if they wanted to, go into a cover 2, I think they could utilize Joey Porter with the first team a little bit more and have Patrick Peterson in the back during cover 2s. And there you see another center quarterback snap not be so well. He does complete the pass, but not a great snap right there. But yeah, Patrick Peterson been moving all around the defense. And then Corey Trice, man, I don't know if you guys remember, but Corey Trice is a guy during a rookie minicamp and mandatory minicamp and minicamp in general. He was shining, and it happened again today in training camp. I mean, he's been kind of quiet over the first couple of days, but today he absolutely broke out, man. On a day when the defense shined, it was a day when Corey Trice shined. Definitely his best day of camp. He had a couple of pass breakups, but he really had a great play on special teams. He looked excellent as a gunner, always being the first man to the returner. So Corey Trice is a guy that I fully expect him to have some sort of role, whether that be on special teams as a gunner, whether that be on kick return or kick off, or as a DB on this roster. I think he can make some sort of contribution to this team next season. And I think he's making the right, checking the right boxes in order to be someone that gets a lot of playing time going forward. Now, obviously, if you're a guy like Corey Trice who's not guaranteed a roster spot or a spot on this defense right away, you gotta make your money on special teams, and that's what he has been doing so far. And that is the biggest thing to know about Corey Trice. I think he has a ton of upside as a corner, but I think he has great upside as a special teamer who can get to the return man quickly, early, and often, and just make big time plays going forward. Now, when I look at this defense right now, and you see Corey Trice right here, you see a lot of guys in the secondary that deserve playing time. I mean, you got Joey Porter Jr., who they snagged early second round. You got, Micah Fitzpatrick and Levi Wallace and Patrick Peterson. They bring in Shannon Sullivan. Elijah Riley has been amazing in camp so far. You still got James Pierre. You got Keanu Neal, DeMonte Casey. So they have a bunch of guys in the secondary, which just tells me one thing. I feel like it's going to be a little bit longer until we see Corey Trice actually step onto the field. But if there's an injury, I guarantee you he's probably going to be the first man up, because he has everything that it takes to be a solid cornerback at the NFL level. He just has to put it together. He's got to, wait for his time and be ready for his time, because the chance will come. He just has to be ready. And in terms of the offense, they do look good as well. They've also brought in a brand new linebacker that I forgot to mention. Quan Alexander was brought into the team. It is rumored, and I don't know how true this is, but they're saying that Quan Alexander signed here with the understanding that he is going to be working as a starting inside linebacker for this team right away, which is something that is very interesting to me. They bring in Cole Holcomb, they bring in Landon Roberts. Mark Robinson is having a breakout offseason. You bring in Nick Kowalski from Atlanta, and then you bring in Quan Alexander. And they're saying Quan Alexander is going to be the starting linebacker over who? Over Landon Roberts, over Cole Holcomb. I'm very curious to see who that is. But overall, I'm excited to see pads come on here in Pittsburgh. I think it's going to be fun to see George Pickens and Kenny Pickett and Calvin Austin, a guy who has been or had slow start to his camp so far, but I think he'll pick it up. But let me know what you guys think so far about Pittsburgh Steelers camp. Hit that like button, subscribe if you're new, and guys, I just partnered with Underdog Fantasy. I'm going to be doing fantasy drafts and higher and lowers every single Sunday on stream. So if you want to join some fantasy drafts with me, it's a best ball league. Make sure you guys comment down below. Use my sign up link, or if you already have an account, comment down below and I'll get you in all my drafts. But definitely use the promo code, and you'll hear all about it in a second. But I appreciate you guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace. Today's video is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. And if you love playing fantasy sports like football, basketball, baseball, and so many other sports, but also love being able to win money, you're going to want to stick around for this whole segment. Introducing Underdog Fantasy, the ultimate platform for fantasy sports lovers. Do you want to experience the thrill of drafting your team and competing for huge prizes? Well, look no further. With Underdog Fantasy, you get access to a wide range of fantasy sports, including football, basketball, baseball, and so much more. But here's what makes Underdog Fantasy stand out from all of those other apps. They've got quick and user-friendly drafting process, a unique and exciting game formats, fair and competitive contests for all skill levels, and attractive bonuses and promotions. Not only can you draft teams and compete with others, but you can also play a game of higher and lower, which is personally my favorite thing to do on there, but you can potentially win 20 times the money you put down. And if you use code MattyDubs when you sign up, Underdog will match your first deposit up to $100. And what that means is basically when you deposit, let's say $100, they'll give you a free $100 to use and play with. Click the link in the description to get started, or head to the website right now to start dominating the fantasy world. And don't miss out on all the fun. Be a part of the Underdog community starting now. And don't forget, if you use code MattyDubs, they'll match your first deposit up to $100. Let's get started. Get into drafts with me starting today.